Hawk Bartin had always been surrounded by people, yet never truly seen. The city roared around him, honking horns, chatter spilling from crowded cafes, footsteps echoing on wet sidewalks, but inside, he felt silent. Empty, invisible. It was as if the world had built walls around him, walls no one else noticed, but he could feel with every step, every breath. He walked past neon lights that promised joy, laughter, connection, yet none of it reached him. People spoke, smiled, collided in random chaos, and he moved among them like a ghost. Every word he tried to speak bounced back, muffled by indifference, as if his voice were a shadow lost in the clamor. On a grey winter evening, Hawk found himself on the edge of a quiet park, snowflakes drifting lazily from the sky. He sat on a cold bench, watching strangers rush past him, their faces hidden behind scarves and hoods, their lives a blur he could never touch. The city's cold seeped into his bones, but colder still was the emptiness he carried inside. Then he saw her, a small girl struggling with a red balloon that kept slipping from her grasp. She didn't notice him at first, but when their eyes met, something fragile shifted. In that instant, he felt a crack in the walls around him, a small whisper of connection he hadn't felt in years. Yet Hawk knew better than to let himself linger. Loneliness wasn't just a feeling, it was his shield, his armor against a world that had never truly understood him. Still, as the girl chased her runaway balloon, something stirred in him, something that dared to ask, what if being alone wasn't meant to last forever? Days passed, and Hawk couldn't shake the image of the girl and her red balloon. Every street he walked, every cafe he passed, he found himself searching, though he didn't know what exactly he was looking for. It was a strange pull, like a thread tugging at a part of him he thought long dead. Then one evening, the girl appeared again, standing under the dim glow of a street lamp. This time, she didn't struggle with a balloon. She was just there, staring at the city like she had seen it all but belonged nowhere. Hawk approached cautiously. He wasn't used to speaking to anyone, especially someone who seemed to notice him. "You're always here," he said, his voice cracking like it hadn't been used in years. She smiled faintly. "And you're always watching." For the first time, Hawk realized he wanted to be seen, truly seen, not just as a ghost among crowds, but as someone real. They began to talk, slowly, awkwardly, sharing small pieces of themselves. Stories of empty streets, of quiet apartments, of moments when the world felt too big and too loud. The girl listened, Hawk listened, and for the first time, silence between words wasn't uncomfortable, it was comforting. Weeks passed. Hawk started showing her places he never took anyone, rooftops that overlooked the city like it was his secret, alleyways that smelled of rain and forgotten memories, corners of cafes where the music softened and time slowed. Each moment made the walls around him thinner, more fragile. He realized he was beginning to trust someone again. Then one evening, as the city lights flickered like dying stars, the girl turned to him with a seriousness that made his stomach tighten. "Hawk, I have to tell you something," she said. He nodded, heart racing. "I've been alone too, all my life. I think I came here because I knew someone like you would notice me." Hawk's chest tightened with a strange mix of relief and fear. But before he could respond, she vanished, just like that, into the crowd, leaving nothing behind but the faint scent of winter air and a flutter of red. Hawk stood frozen. He searched the streets, the corners, the rooftops, but she was gone. He realized then that she had never been real. Not the girl, not the balloon, not even the laughter that had seemed so genuine. It had been his own mind, craving connection, conjuring a face, a voice, a soul, to remind him that loneliness was not eternal, even if he had to face it alone. And in that moment, Hawk smiled. For the first time, he understood, the walls weren't permanent. The loneliness wasn't unbreakable, it was just a story, waiting for him to rewrite it.